Hi, I'm Courtney Eckerly, Managing Editor of Marketing Sherpa here at the Marketing Sherpa Media Center at IRCE. And with me today is Matt Clark, who is the Global Head of E-commerce and Digital Marketing for New York Element 14. Welcome.
Thank you, Courtney. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
And you had your session today.
Yeah, I had a presentation with Gene Alvarez from Gartner on selling complex products for B2B. It seemed pretty good. We had like a couple hundred people, and we had a bunch of different questions. So
one thing you talked about in your session today was how even in a seemingly simple B2B buying process, there are a lot of steps.
Yeah.
What are some challenges that you think marketers face with that?
Yeah, well, I mean, first part is understanding how your customers enter your experience. So we about 50% of our customers enter through the product detail page. So from that point in the journey, where do they go from there? But also there's some key functionality on the website. For instance, site search. We sell fairly wide range of products, about 2 million products online in the States, about 900,000 on in Europe and Asia. So the customer first being able to find it, that's a critical step. And so there's a bunch of work that goes into that. It's like fixing your algorithms, adding a lot of data to your database, as well as structuring it properly, making the presentation of the search results really compelling, and then finally fine-tuning that consistently on your top search for terms. So A, can they find it? B, once they find it, is it compelling to convert? Is there really good base content, so a proper product title, basic tech specs, maybe a data sheet, advanced content like videos, 360s, CAD modeling, and then finally user-generated content like customer reviews or questions and answers. So if they can find it, and then they find it compelling to convert, and then the final thing I think we try to work really hard on is it pretty easy to convert with you? So is the usability, is the site design? I often say it should be like a hotel room when you walk in, you know the light switch is on your right-hand side, you know the remote's on the table. If it's not like that, if it's not that seamless to the customer, you're going to lose some customers along the way. So it's make it easy to find, make it compelling to convert, and make it easy to use.
And I think one thing that marketers struggle with is when you deal with something like that every day,
yeah,
it becomes second nature to you, and it's not to your customers, and you develop these blind spots.
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah.
How would you recommend that marketers step outside of that to discover what those blind spots might be?
For us, we use two things. One is we try to do a decent amount of market research, where we'll get, we have a UX UI team or a CX team, there are all these different names for it, and we have like buyers or engineers who typically buy on our site, and we'll get our current experience and maybe a proposed experience in front of them, and in kind of an unaided process of saying, walk through this. We'll give you buy this thing, and then we step back and watch. And pretty quickly you'll find that too many of the customers will be doing things that you weren't expecting. And some are good, but unfortunately a lot of times you'll see you've made the page too complex, or you put too many steps in where they lose interest. So that's one way. One is do the consistent amount of consumer research. And the good news is it's not that expensive nowadays. You can find a lot of online partners who are really good about helping identifying an audience and then getting some proper tests in front of them and then getting the results and then acting upon them. So that's one. The other one we do a lot of is we take all the customer feedback. So every month I sit down, and we have about 40 plus websites globally, and we get a lot of what we call NPS feedback, or feedback from the customers, and we go through all the negative feedback. And you'll see your site's slow, or it's too hard to find something, or the registration process in Germany is consistently broken, and that hurts because they're kind of calling your baby ugly, but you just gotta, so it's on our calendars, it's a process we use consistently. So I think between that and the final thing I guess I would say is along with that is we sit in the call centers. So we sit with our tech support group, who answers a lot of technical calls about the products we sell, or we sit with our customer service group. And then, for instance, in our customer service group, we found that 50% of the calls at times were based on, I can't find my order status, So then you're well, we clearly need to make that a more prominent feature, either in our emails proactively or on the site if they come to find it. And so we've done that, and we've reduced all those kind of where's my order status calls. And so now the remaining time can be spent on more valuable customer activity. So I think it's really about doing a little bit of research and then really listening to the customers consistently. And really listening, mostly to the bad stuff. The good stuff kind of takes care of itself. Yeah.
So what would you say from the experience and all the work that you've done really focusing on the customer's experience? What would you say is your one kind of overall takeaway?
Yeah, well, and one of the things we talked about today was there's this whole idea of consumerization of, there used to be B2C and B2B and B2 government. I think that's really falling away. I think now whether you're a professional buyer or again a design engineer or maintenance engineer for the customers we serve, they don't view it as, oh, I'm a B2B buyer or I'm a government buyer. They view it as, I'm trying to find a piece of test equipment easily at a good price, and I feel good about the purchase. I feel like it provided me with the right information. So I think the barriers between B2B and B2C have, if not already, have fallen away. And so we as marketers have to work much harder to, especially on the B2B side, to bring that B2C-like experience. Yeah.
Great, Matt, thank you so
it
much
was
for
nice talking to
taking
you,
the
Courtney.
time.
Yep.
And if you would like to see more videos, please go to marketingsherpa.com/IRCE.